deal with
it's
that?
rock opera, so it's not opera in a traditional sense. You know, I mean, and we sort of struggled. We struggled with how do we explain this to people? Do we say musical theater? Because the minute you say musical theater, people roll their eyes and and they're no longer paying attention. Or do we say rock opera, and half the people are going to hear opera and are going to roll their eyes and stop paying attention, and the other half are going to maybe get it. Oh, rock opera, okay, like Hair, like Jesus Christ, like Run, okay.
There's clearly an attempt at doing something very authentic. Even the people who necessarily, the few who don't like it, are like, wow, that is, you can see everybody's really having fun and really engaged and really trying to communicate something. You may not like what we're trying to communicate, but you cannot say that what we're doing is not of the highest level of craft and authenticity. You're just reminding me that what we're keying in again is in something that's completely universal. I mean, the fact that it's Burning Man is just a really rich place for it to happen, and people experience incredible transformations in Burning Man. Again, that said, the notion of festival in history has existed as an important story, and there's plenty of theatrical representations of that, and this is about the story of people looking for change in their lives and looking for the doorway to Shangri-La, and or for that magic, or engaging in that mystery in their life, for transformation. And that story is ancient, and that story is ancient because, again, I guess I have to get into Joseph Campbell now, but the whole idea that when you look for that space, it's not going to appear the way you expect it to. It will come when you call for it. It will come with challenges, it will come with guides, it will come with enemies, and so on. And when you finally get there, it's going to ask of you for you to die. I mean, all those stories. I mean, that's what transformation asks for you. And our story really engages in a very, very old tale. It's like the magician's story. You know what I mean? You want change in your life. You
have to be willing to completely let go.
To completely let go
of everything, and just trust that. Allow yourself to symbolically die.
Yeah, I mean, what better content for a musical?
We're telling a story about interpersonal transformation. We're telling a story about people having relationships with themselves and with each other, and we're using Burning Man as this incredibly rich and colorful and wealth of creative backdrop to tell this story. But it's not. The story is not. We're not.
Yeah, that's really
we're
important.
not. We're not just trying to take snapshots of what we think Burning Man is and bring that to a theater. We're really telling a story that anyone can understand, and anyone can be taken through that journey and can feel that sense of transformation after these moments. That's either a gateway or a door to people. People are either they've been to Burning Man and this is just another burner experience they can have, or they're interested and this is a safe way. They don't have to travel 8 to 12 hours. They don't have to camp. They don't have to get dirty. They can just go to a theater for a couple of hours and experience. Or people feel like, oh, Burning Man, I'm not a crazy hippie dancing naked in the desert for a week. That's not for me. And so that it can be a door for them as well.
Wow, what the hell you call it?
Yeah.
It's hard to say. I mean, it really is.
We've got, musically, we've got songs that are going to sound more traditional musical theater. We have rock and roll songs. We have a beautiful a cappella operatic song in the middle. We've got,
which is linking to Georgian or Russian peasant harmony singing. And then we even have a Baptist number now.
That's our secret.
Oh.
That's our new secret song. We get a little Baptist revival.
We have a little Baptist revival in the show at one point. It came out in one of the.
It came out almost as just a fun, just kind of letting loose in rehearsal one day, and we went crazy for it, and it's stuck, and it's now worked its way into the show.
I mean, Mark is a genius.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
He's just unbelievable, and. So that's really what our story is about. And really, and look, we're constantly engaging in the narrative of it and in the structure of it to make sure that it's as poignant as possible, without making it not meaningful to burners, but at the same time opening it up to people that have never even heard of Burning Man. It's just about a boy and a girl.
Yeah, it's not
who
a
are looking
burner
for change
story.
in their
It's
life.
a human story. Some, we had regular theater goers come see our triple fringe show in our loft who were blown away and came back more than once. And this was not, it was not the kind of theater experience that I think they were used to having. I don't think they knew they wanted it, but we spoke to something inside of them.
I mean, I know Daphne and I really strongly believe that this is, I mean, without, I guess, doing the Hollywood, this is literally the Hair of our generation. I mean, it really talks about the inherent paradoxes of what we're facing today, much in the way that Hair explored, and I think it absolutely should have mass market appeal and appeal to as many people as possible. That said, because the story we're taking you through is happening at Burning Man and is about people who are going to Burning Man, it instantly suddenly becomes this eclectic. It's perceived as having this eclectic
It's
appeal,
almost a double-edged sword.
It's a double-edged, yeah. So, and that's just because people have their response. They hear Burning Man. Oh, Burning Man is the crazy hippies in the desert. And it's like, no. I mean, actually, the CEO of Google goes to Burning Man, and the creators of Pixar are at Burning Man, and Sting goes to. It's not actually. When they're there, they're burners, and so it's such a fine line between the perception of the audience and it becoming a mass market appeal.
So even with this version, we again took this thing, and I mean, to us, it's a completely, we've torn it apart and put it back together again. It's a completely different show, but it's still the same show. If you know the story, if you know the characters, if you know the songs, it's all the same thing. But again, we're taking it apart, and now we have a proper stage, a proper venue. So what can we do in this? There are things we did not have access to, and there's limitations that we didn't feel from our loft experience. It was a baby. It became a child. It's gone through kind of some teenage years. I mean, it's evolving. It's growing. It's when it grows up, it's going to be. We're all going to recognize it, but it's going to be. It's not going to be anything that we see now.
We're not completely anarchic because we need to create logistical structures and rehearse and music and cues and art and design and stage and all that stuff. So obviously we're able to use craft to create the experience. But what we're creating, both from the creative, musical, staging, and business structure, is not quite like the way most things are being done today.
Well, the show is so much fun.
Yeah.
It is just a fun show. I mean, Burning Man is a fun time. You can certainly get very deep if you want as well, and really take it to other levels. But you can just totally sit back and enjoy yourself.
Put it all together, good music, spectacle, good-looking people. I would love LA to recognize it. I'd love to keep the show at around 300 to 500 seats, because of the intimacy of it. So I would say that's the smaller Broadway houses, the Geffen, Kirk Douglas, those kind of style theaters.
The experience of Burning Man is something that happens all around you. It's something that you're engaged in. It's not happening at you or to you. And we've put a lot of emphasis on making sure that our show is not something that you sit down and passively experience. It's something that you are as much engaged in as.
Yeah, that's really important that we don't end up in a pure proscenium space.
Right.
So it's a challenging thing for us, that we want to stay in a space that allows the experience, the border between the audience and the performers, to be blurred. The Burning Opera is really being developed along multiple lines right now. With us, the original creators, we're focusing on the nugget of the theatrical experience and the show, but there's also a group of us engaged in exploring the entire experience around the show and engaging in the show, which is really interesting, which is about creating an entire experiential arc.
We're taking over the world. We're taking this to Broadway. We're taking this to Europe. We're taking this, this is going to be, everyone's going to know about this show.